Hello guys, welcome back to the channel for another massive breakdown of our favorite magical martial arts journey. If you watched our analysis of the previous chapters, you know Arthur and Tesha finally reached the hidden glowing tree deep within Elshire Forest, unlocking an ancient elemental portal right as their friendship hit an all-time high. Arthur's world is about to be turned upside down. This part reveals Tesha's true identity, introduces elven royalty, brings a tense confrontation with kings and guards, delivers major world building, and ends with a shocking attack by the legendary Virion Iralith. The narration on this channel may feel a little odd at times, but trust me, you're going to love this manhwa. If you're new here, watch from part 1 for the best understanding. Let's get started. Tumbling through the portal rift, Arthur hits the ground with a hard thud, gritting his teeth. I hate these teleportation gates. Tesha turns back to him with a bright smile, announcing that they've finally made it. Standing up and looking around, Arthur is instantly blown away by the surroundings. Pristine fountains, breathtaking nature-infused infrastructure, and bustling crowds of elves. Art marvels internally. Pristine, that was the only word that came to mind, and even that didn't do the scene in front of me justice. Suddenly, footsteps approach them through the fog. Instinctively, Arthur and Tesha become alert, preparing themselves for whatever is approaching, but out steps a squad of elven royal guards who immediately drop to their knees in unison. We welcome back the royal princess. Arthur stands there completely short-circuited. Who? Where? Here? Turning to Tesha in total confusion, he asks. You? Tesha gives him a sheepish nod. Yep, his little traveling buddy is literal royalty. Before Arthur can process the revelation, a guard speaks up. Princess, we arrived as soon as we noticed the royal teleportation gate had been used. The king and queen are. My baby, Tesha, you're okay. Interrupting the guard, two figures rush in with pure desperation, King Alduin Iralith and Queen Muriel Iralith. Beside them stands a legendary old elf, Virion Iralith. Arthur recognizes him immediately. Virion Iralith, a name noted in every history book, the former king of Elenwar who led the last war against the humans of the Sapin Kingdom. Noticing former King Virion pass a soft smile toward Tesha, Arthur gently nudges her forward into her parents' arms. Seeing Tesha finally reunited in her parents' embrace, Art feels a quiet pang of longing. I wonder if mother and father will react like this when they see me. King Alduin turns to Arthur, his expression shifting to deep sincerity. Thank you, child, not just as the king of Elenwar, but as this little one's father. As a small gesture of gratitude for helping Tesha arrive home safely, please accompany us to our home. You can get some rest, and after, please tell us what happened. Arthur reads between the lines instantly. His tone is gentle, but his eyes show that this isn't an offer, it's an order. Bowing respectfully, Art replies, I'm honored. Tesha immediately grabs his hand, pulling him along with excitement. Let's go, there's a lot I want you to see. Walking into the royal castle, Arthur can't help but critique the lavish aesthetic. I somewhat expected an impressive castle after learning that Tess was a princess, but what sort of corny novel did I wind up inside? Queen Muriel turns to the castle servants. This child is our guest, please get him washed up and into a room to rest. Arthur politely steps forward. Thank you, but I would like to explain what happened first. Moments later, they assemble in a grand council chamber with guards. King Alduin, Queen Muriel, former King Virion, Tesha, and Arthur present around the room. Art takes the lead with a formal greeting. My name is Arthur Lewin, from a humble town in the Kingdom of Sapin. It is an honor to be in the presence of the royal family. He notes internally, a little over the top for an introduction, but discussion isn't going to progress if they treat me like a child. King Alduin leans back, impressed. Despite you claiming to be from humble origins, you seem rather mature and well-educated, Arthur Lewin. Very well, I'd like to hear what happened. Arthur begins explaining his journey, using a careful half-truth about getting separated from his family after running into bandits. But the moment his story reaches the part where he found Tesha, the atmosphere in the room completely freezes. King Alduin slams his fist onto the heavy table, eyes blazing with anger. Slave traders, I should have known it was humans. Without flinching, Arthur looks the king dead in the eye. Without disrespect, slave trading is a profession, not a race, King Alduin. Insulted by a human child talking back to their ruler, the royal guards instantly unsheathe their weapons, pointing their blades directly at Arthur. But before things escalate, former King Virion raises a hand, silencing the guards with an overwhelming pressure. Virion leans forward, his sharp eyes locking onto Art. So you saw these slave traders take my granddaughter and you as a child what? Negotiated with them, begged them for mercy. Arthur holds his ground with absolute composure. No, Elder Virion. While I am a child, I am also a mage. I eliminated the slave traders and rescued your granddaughter. A royal guard flares his mana into his blade, shouting in disbelief. How dare you spout such lies in front of? The guard cuts off mid-sentence as Elder Virion glares back at him with terrifying, red-glowing eyes, forcing the guard into silence. Standing up from his seat, Arthur concludes the meeting on his own terms. Regardless of whether anyone believes me, Princess Tesha has been returned safely. All I wish for now is to return back to my family in Sapin. Imagine telling an entire royal court exactly what you want at 4 years old. Hearing him ask to leave immediately, Tesha gasps in utter shock. You're going to leave already, Art. Arthur keeps his tone practical. Knowing history, I don't think it's appropriate for a human to be inside this kingdom for too long, Princess. Besides, my priority is to make sure my family is safe and let them know that I'm okay as well. King Alduin speaks up, addressing the young boy with respect. Regardless of our two kingdoms past, you have saved our daughter and taken the trouble to accompany her all the way back to us, which entitles you to a befitting reward. Unfortunately, the teleportation gate linked with Sapin Kingdom is only accessible once every 7 years during the summit conference between the 3 races. It'll be another 5 years until the gate will open. 5 years, that's a massive plot twist, but the king offers an alternative. However, we'd be happy to send a group of guards to escort you back home safely. I'd also like to extend our hospitality. Some of us are tolerant enough, but too many still hold grudges towards humans because of the war long ago, so for now, make yourself at home. We will have your escorts prepared by tomorrow morning. Arthur bows respectfully, thank you. Following the meeting, Arthur is led to a magnificent 5-star royal suite glowing with magical sparkles. Completely exhausted, Art strips off his travel-worn clothes and heads straight for a warm, relaxing bath, muttering, I'm too tired for this. But while soaking, that familiar, agonizing pang of pain strikes his mana core once again. After stepping out and drying off, Arthur sits quietly on the sofa, gently cradling Sylvia's mysterious egg in his hands. Looking down at it with a heavy heart, he softly sighs. I don't know what to do, Sylvia. I wish you were here to help me. Suddenly, a knock sounds at the door. Arthur calls out that he's coming, but the second he swings the door open, Tesha instantly charges forward and bumps her head straight into his stomach. She pouts angrily. Dummy, first you talk all coldly to my family and then you're going back already. Arthur rubs his stomach, defending himself. I wasn't being cold, Tess. I was being respectful because, you know, they're the king and queen of this entire kingdom. Then Art squints at her, bringing up the huge detail she hid from him. Why didn't you tell me? Tesha just sticks her tongue out with a playful tee-hee face. Arthur gets instantly annoyed. Don't tee-hee me. Her cheerful demeanor softens into a hesitant whisper. Still, I don't want you to leave. You're the first friend I have. Seeing her get emotional, Arthur smiles and breaks the tension. Come on, crybaby princess, show me around the castle. Tesha enthusiastically leads Art through the royal grounds, eventually arriving at a breathtaking royal garden. She beams proudly. This is probably my favorite place in the castle. If you stayed here until spring, you could see all of the flowers bloom here. At least you're able to see the globies harvesting. Cupping a glowing, shimmering insect in her hands, she turns to him. Look, it's pretty, right? Arthur steps closer to check it out, but suddenly his hyper-trained instincts flare. A sharp projectile comes flying through the air straight toward them. Reacting in a split second, Art pulls Tesha out of harm's way and catches the incoming sting right out of the air. Before he can even breathe, a figure dashes out of the shadows, throwing a heavy fist directly at Arthur's head. Art instantly catches the incoming punch with both hands, stopping the strike. Looking up, he realizes his attacker is none other than the legendary former king, Elder Virion Uralith. Arthur shouts in total disbelief. What the hell, did you just try to kill your own granddaughter? Virion smirks casually. It might have left her a small welt, but I doubt that toy you're holding could kill anyone. Looking down at the sting in his hand, Arthur realizes, I was tricked. Virion chuckles, examining the young boy. Great reaction and instincts, though. To think you'd catch my little present and use it against me. Your mana usage is mediocre at best, but I can see how you were able to kill a few slave traders. Arthur deadpans internally. This old man has a lost screw. Tesha immediately steps between them, waving her arms. Grandpa, stop teasing Art. Virion raises an eyebrow. Tease, you should know why I came here. Arthur looks between the two of them, confused. Why did he come? Virion steps forward, his eyes gleaming with excitement. It's been a while since I've met someone interesting. Reaching into his robe, Virion tosses a wooden practice sword straight at Arthur. Art catches it effortlessly as the legendary war hero takes his stance. Let's see what you're made of, brat. What an absolute masterclass of a breakdown. From Tesha's royal princess reveal and Arthur standing his ground before the royal court to learning about the 5-year gate lock and watching Elder Virion test Arthur's combat instincts. This part delivered on every front. How will 4-year-old Arthur fare against a legendary elven war hero? Will Virion discover Arthur's true potential as a dual elemental mage? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the next part. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.